Well, well, if it isn't Cadet Hat Sean. I hear you want to be a voice actor. Have you gotten lessons? Ready to cut that demo? Oh, why not? I see. Not enough funds to get into a studio to cut them all. Well, what if I told you that you could build your own studio on a budget? I'm serious. Here, take this list and get everything you see on it. I'll run the intro and we'll get started. Okay, got everything on the list? Alright, let's have a look. You can't have a voiceover studio without a microphone. The microphone you have here is a blue snowball microphone, which usually runs for about $50. A pop filter to filter sound transmitting to the microphone. This helps keep hard-sounding letters like P, B, or T from distorting during recordings. You can find a pop filter for $11 before shipping at Amazon. Then we have a plastic bin, which can be bought at a department store for at least $7. This will act as an isolation booth for the microphone, which helps to funnel your recordings and keep out unwanted audio. In order to set everything up correctly, we'll need pencils to draw and trace out where things will be placed. Dollar stores can sell pencils in multi-packs, which will cost roughly $5. Oh, so you got some studio foam squares. Very nice work. Most budgeted voice studios say to use mattress foam, but studio foam squares are much more efficient and safer to use. 12 packs of foam squares can be bought as low as $18 each on Amazon.com. We're going to need something sharp to cut out a hole in the foam to keep the microphone steady. Scissors or a knife will do the trick. You can buy a good pair of scissors for as low as $7. Now we're going to need something to attach these squares to the walls and bin. You could use double stick tape, but if the room you're setting your booth up in gets hot and humid, it'll all come loose, so we're going to use spray-on glue, which can be bought for $18. With these tools, we can begin setting up our studio, so let's get cracking! We'll start with the isolation booth. Set your microphone on a piece of studio foam, and cut a hole out for the microphone to sit evenly on the bottom of the booth. Take out the microphone and glue down the foam to the bottom of your bin, as well as gluing a foam square to the top of your bin. Spray the back of the foam instead of the surface you'll be attaching it to for the cleanest results. Now we'll be mapping out where the foam should sit in the rest of our isolation booth. For the best results, curve the foam inward to cover the length of the bin. You will have to glue the squares together in order to fit the length. It may take a bit of coercing to get them to stick together, but don't let it get to you. Just to make sure we get everything covered, we're going to attach all our squares and insert the squares into our bin. Spray the sides of the foam in the bottom of the bin to attach it. Be careful, you may get glue on your hands at this point. Cut off the pieces of foam that are hanging off the sides of your bin, but don't throw them out. We're going to need them to fill in the gaps of our bin. With the spare snippets of foam, cut manageable pieces to glue into the sections of the plastic bin that are still visible. There, took a little more work, but we have an isolation booth. Clean off your hands and let's head home to set up the rest of the studio. Hold it! Before we get into another sticky situation, I have a better suggestion. Take a pencil and sketch out where you want your foam squares to go. We don't need to cover the whole wall or the whole room. We'll be checkerboarding the squares at every other section of the walls. Then once that's done, begin spraying the backs of your foam squares and apply to one of the marked areas. Repeat this for all the marked spots or until you run out of foam. We're almost there. Now we have to prep the mic. Take the pop filter and attach it to the neck. Then adjust it so that it is in front of the receiver of the device. Now, place your microphone into your isolation booth. And plug it into your machine. And voila! Your own personal voice studio at a fraction of the price of renting studio space. Let's take a look at our budget. $162! Congratulations! Now we recorded some audio with this setup in place. Care to give us an example, Sean?
Thanks for watching, and now get to building.